And here we go. It is Wednesday, August 28th. This is Maya Coco's 22nd birthday. Please leave a happy birthday comment below for my beloved middle child, Maya Coco. One day I'll tell you the story why we call her Coco. 2:19 p.m., farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. Today is a big day. NVDA reporting earnings in about, 40 to 50 minutes. So we'll be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, I did make what I consider to be a proxy trade. I put on a proxy trade to NVIDIA, and this is what we did. Let's go here. So today, this is what I did. I think this is the very first time I've even gotten involved in this. TQQQ, which is a 3 times bull on the NASDAQ. Hello. I should say it's a 3 times bull on the triple Qs. QQQ, I bought 1,000 shares at 66.58. I thought, hey, that's pretty good. And I did put a tight stop loss on it at 65. I may lower that just a little because it could get very violent once NVIDIA reports, because if you've watched any market reaction during NVIDIA earnings in the past, it goes up and down like bing, bong, bing before it can decide or make up its mind which way it actually wants to go. So I went in on a tranche at 66.58 and then another at 65.23. I think I may have called the bottom on that 65.23, but it does show you how, this was within, 30 minutes of each other. The difference between those prices is very violent, very extraordinary. So what are we at right now? 66.89 on the TQQQ. One other wild thing that I did yesterday was I actually bought my first round of puts. What? You said you only sell options. Well, just branch it out a little bit. $16 September 13 puts, 10 contracts. I paid $540 for those. Yesterday I also sold out a TZA, which is a two times bear on the Russell 2000. I should say it's a 2 times bear on the IWM, which is a Russell 2000 ETF. I did sell out a little early. I think I told you my goal was to make 1,000 on that. But once I got into the profit, I just didn't like the movements that were going on yesterday. Turns out I was wrong. I was premature, because it did continue to go down did it go down through the open today? Yeah, went down through the open today, and now it's rallied back up. But I did lock in $820 in net profit, so I'll take that. I might lower this stop loss just a little, but then I'll put in a second tranche even lower than that, just as a backstop against each of these positions. So that is going on there. And right now on the Mara puts that I bought, I am up $150. I was up as high as like $250 today, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. I still have 2 weeks for that to mature, but it just looked like the chart was screaming for Marathon to go down, and that's what it's done so far. I think Marathon's down. How much are they down today? Let's go to the stock price. So they're down 3.38%, 60 cents. So I'm still looking for this to reverse even today. Draw down a little bit more before the day is even over. Hold on, we got this call coming in I need to take. So Marathon was looking like dog meat. Clean Spark was looking horrible. Both of which has turned out to be today is not a good day. And also the Bitcoin, I put this on. I didn't do a video yesterday because Lady and the Tramp went to the beach. Stella Bella hanging out at the beach. So I put this on. Maybe I put this on Monday. So we've already talked about it, but you can see what happened to it. My whole box, which was between two fibs, 38.20 and 61.80, it just got blew up. So that's what really led me to take a closer look at Marathon and Clean Spark. And I'm like, well, I could still wait to see well, actually, where are we at here? This is all today's action, isn't it? So I'm not horribly bullish or bearish yet on Bitcoin because it has regained. It has not closed outside of the hold and pivot, but we got to see the action through here. It's just hard to it's hard to contain Bitcoin when it gets moving one way or the other. So of course we're looking for it to go green on us and then just roll. Because what do we put the next target at? Like 67, I think. Is it 67? Where are you at? There it is. Yeah. Next target 67. We got as high as what? 65 here. So if we can't reverse soon, then we could be looking at some movements to the south. Whoa, that's really a prognosis. I mean, really some movements to the south, like testing that 50,000 range again. So we'll be interested to see what goes on here, especially, NVIDIA is moving markets, and that's what they've done the last few earnings reports. So hold on, little girl. Speaking of which, let's take a look at that TQ and the Qs just to see like the position where we're at. So the average now is 65.90 between those two tranches. And we're up 1960 so far. Total return 1.42% in a couple of hours. But again, that could easily be blown up, and I'm stopped out once NVIDIA makes their earnings report. I think they're going to beat again. They love to sandbag. They've been on fire. Companies are still spending money on their chips, lots of money. At some point, is there a lull? 100%, because those chip companies, semiconductors, etc., all my research shows they're for sure cyclical. So we'll see what goes on there. But I'm looking forward to the earnings. I think they're going to be good. That's why I put on those triple Qs or the TQQQs trade today, just to test out a new theory. And part of it is, where is that video? I was listening to this lady. Don't make me pronounce her name, but we'll call her Vibya Jha, because that's a pretty cool name. And that's actually what I watched, was the Trader Lion. I didn't watch it. I listened to it in a podcast form. But probably the last 30 to 45 minutes of it, she talks about her TQQQ swing trading strategy. And you know how we are as human beings. It's like, I'm heavily influenced by whatever you put in front of me, especially if it's shiny and it sounds exciting. So her story is fantastic. I think she's brilliant, and I'm probably going to get more involved in some of her information. I don't think she has any programs yet, but that's typically what's coming. And I'm not afraid. I spend money on my education in business and in life with a voracious appetite, because I always look at it as, if I'm going to implement it, which I am, then return on investment is typically through the roof. And I've told you this story before, back in, I don't know, January 2007. What do you mean you don't know? That's the exact time. Yeah, it was January 2007. And I went to a real estate investing. It was specifically about apartments, because I already cobbled together, a handful of rental homes, single family homes, maybe had one duplex at the time. Went to an apartment. It was called Apartment House Riches by Dave Lindahl. He's still around. January 2007, sat through his presentation, and then I lined up at the end of it to buy his $750 program. There was probably 1,000 people in the room, and maybe 30 of us bought. And before 2007 was over, I had purchased a 52-unit apartment complex and a 24-unit apartment complex, both in the same year, both because of the motivation that I received from going through that program. So, not afraid to spend money on coaching, programs, education, etc. So if my new friend here, Vibya, if she puts out a program about trading the triple Qs, I keep calling it the triple Qs, but it's actually not, TQQQ, then I will likely buy that. So that's where my motivation came there. I was like, hey, I want to look at that. And the other part is that we'll get the silver in a second, but I was looking at the NQ, and I put a little action to it. So this is the NASDAQ E-mini futures TQQQ, now over $67. Thank you very much. So I thought, let me take a look at it and just make sure this is lining up, because I think it is, and this is what I see. Off our recent, remember the little bloodbath we had like on Monday the 5th, and it was just like 2 different trading days where we just got hammer timed. It was the 2nd, and also on the 5th, Friday the 2nd and Monday the 5th. And then we've just had a really nice setup here. 1 up, 2 down, a big 3 move. And then I think we're going to be able to count this as 4 down. Does that change today when NVIDIA reports? Easily can. But at this very moment, I'm saying we're at 4 down, and I put the green arrow in to point where we're going next, which should be the 5th wave up. That is our current thesis for trading the TQs. Let's just call it the TQs, because saying TQQQ gets old real fast, as you've probably already tuned out, because it did. Hey, there it is, $67 there. So I think that's setting up real well, but I put the tight stop loss in there just so I don't have to think about it too much, because I would imagine, like, so far what I've learned is that I made 2 very common mistakes in my limited amount of trading time. 1, overtrade. I love to overtrade. Just like every day's like, just like a kid in a candy store when it comes to either trying to get into a swing trade position or trading options. So the first thing I did out of the gate was I sold options until I was blue in the face, and I had a blast. And I've certainly overtraded when it comes to the swing trading portion of my education process. But also what I've done is I've had so much emotional conviction to some of the positions that I've taken that I didn't even bother with stop losses. And that was a huge mistake. So going forward, let's not do that again. Okay, so silver may have put an arrow through. No, I know what I was thinking on silver. Okay, so we had a double test here of the 29, and now we're on the cusp of a triple test. So if this breaks under 29 and closes under 29, then we got to take a closer look. I'm still uber and ultra bullish on the big picture of silver, but the silver, the gold, the metals, all of them love to meander just like oil does. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'm still looking currently at this 29 as a hold, so we can move it over because it looks crooked anyways, doesn't it? Let's just slide it over here. So we'll put that in, keep that in mind going forward. As I said, great day at the beach with my ladies. One was furry. No, not my wife. The dog. Stella, she had a blast. But she's 9 pounds, and it was super hot yesterday, so we didn't stay very long. I was literally maybe between an hour and a half and 2 hours. And Lake Michigan is a gorgeous beach if you've never been, especially in my part. Like, I'm literally between 2 steel mills, one steel mill in Gary and another in Michigan City. So we're right in the middle with open beach, looking good. Actually, Bethlehem would probably be closer, wouldn't it? No. Bethlehem would be to your west. Yeah, never mind. So Saturday, going on to Purdue, boiler up, watching the football team and taking Maya out for a belated birthday celebration. And very much looking forward to that. All right, so next thing up is I'll be taking a look at the earnings when they come out and watching my TQs produce dollar bills. At least that is what I'm sticking to at this very moment. Oh, I just see UCO went under $29. I'm glad I sold it Monday. Was it Monday I sold that? Let's go to the big board, or let's go to the cheat sheet. When did I sell that? Yeah, Monday. Monday sold at all 5,000 shares at 30.63, and it's currently just dipped into the 28s, and that's where I thought I might take another look. So I'll probably do that. Although the oil chart has been making my butt stink, we'll see what goes on there. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.